WWDC is just a couple of weeks away, and there is some big hype about this one. For those of you who've lived under a rock for the past couple of years and don't know what WWDC is, let me just tell you what it is. It's Apple's summer developer conference where they usually announce software updates. So things like iOS for iPhone, iPadOS, you will get a new Watch OS, and sometimes we do get lucky and see a bit of hardware as well. So things like a MacBook Air. This year's WWDC is set to start on June 5th and run till June 9th, and it's probably going to be one of the most exciting ones in years. And the reason we think it's going to be really exciting is that last week, just on a random day of the week, Apple dropped Final Cut Pro for iPad with M1, and usually that would be such a huge announcement at WWDC, but they thought, nah, let's just drop it on like a random Tuesday. So obviously this means there's going to be some huge announcements at this year's WWDC. Let's have a look at some of those rumours about what we will get, and we'll start with the iPhone. It's 100% confirmed at this point that we will see the first beta of iOS 17 for developers coming on June 5th. The rumours this year that iOS 17 was going to be just a minor upgrade, working on things like bugs and other fixes, but now we will be seeing some of the most requested features according to Mark Gurman. This makes iOS 17 a little bit more exciting than we thought it was going to be, because last year's iOS 16 we had the lock screen upgrade, but that was about it. So now to see some new software features coming to iOS 17 is actually exciting. We should be seeing a brand new revamped control center for the first time in a couple of years, and as well as that, iOS 17 should be bringing greater use of that dynamic island and some new active widgets that can make it a little bit more interactive than just having them sit there and tell you things like the weather. With iOS 17, Apple Music is meant to get a better, more simplified UI as well, because at the moment I think that Apple Music is just a complete mess. It's not easy to use. Like, it's better than Spotify, but not in terms of using it. So hopefully we get that revamped with iOS 17. WatchOS 10 is going to be announced at WWDC in a couple of weeks as well, and apparently WatchOS 10 is going to be one of the biggest upgrades to the operating system of an Apple Watch since, well, when we got the Apple Watch. According to rumours, we could be seeing a redesigned home screen for that Apple Watch, and Mark Gurman said that this update for WatchOS 10 is going to be a major upgrade. One way this update should be changing is that Apple Watch could be getting widgets for the very first time, and I'm not quite sure how they will work personally, but according to people on the internet who know rumours, it could look really similar to the Siri watch face that you can get on the Apple Watch at the moment, and then pressing that digital crown could open up a widget interface, making it easy to get to. The good news though about WatchOS 10 is that it will be supported on all Apple Watches from Series 4 up to now the Apple Watch Ultra, so that is good news if you have a bit of an older Apple Watch, that you'll still be able to get some of these new features which hopefully kind of refresh what your Apple Watch is like. A little less exciting for me is that new Mac OS update. I can't see this being a huge overhaul or upgrade from what we have at the moment, but there could be a brand new MacBook Air 15-inch being announced, which could be a little bit more exciting as this could come with that M3 chip. iPadOS 17 will be coming on June 5th as well with its new beta, and there could be a couple of updates coming to this. One of the biggest requested features that could be coming is multi-user support, and we saw this with Google's new Pixel tablet, and it would allow users to have their own profile on iPad with things like their own Apple Music logon and their own apps. This is apparently already a feature on like educational iPads, so it's not massively like a new feature, but it is something that could for the first time come to the masses on iPad. I'd be hoping to see a lock screen overhaul on iPadOS as well, a little bit like we had on last year's iOS 16 on that lock screen, but this is something we'll just have to wait and see. But the biggest announcement by far in this WWDC will be Apple's VR headset. This hasn't just been a rumour for this WWDC, but it's been a rumour for about 3 years, and we will finally be seeing it in just a few weeks' time. What almost guarantees that we're going to see this is that Apple has registered the trademark XR Pro OS, which will probably be the operating system that that new VR headset will run on. And for the first time in 8 years, this will be like a new product that Apple has actually put into its lineup, so that is really exciting. You'd imagine as soon as Apple start with the headset, it will then start to become mainstream, and it's going to be a huge announcement because it has taken Apple over 7 years of development to get this up and running. The rumours are that the headset will integrate into the iPhone and Apple Watch with their new OS updates, and for once we don't really know anything about this VR headset. We don't know the price, we don't know the design, we don't know how it'll work, we don't know how it'll look, we don't know its release date. And that's exciting. Usually we know a little bit or most of the stuff about these new product launches, but on this occasion, this VR headset we know nothing about. We aren't expected to see this headset physically until 2024, but even an announcement on this could be one of the greatest WWDC moments of all time. So I'm really excited to see what that trailer is for this and how it'll exactly work. So let me know what you think in the comments. What are you most excited about at this WWDC? And if you like the video, subscribe to the channel, give it a like as well, and if you do all of that, then, well, I'll see you later.